Hello, everybody. It's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing As Dusk Falls. It was developed by Interior Night and published by Xbox Game Studios and originally released on the Xbox and PC on July 19th of 2022, but it's just received a PS4 and PS5 release, and it came out on March 7th of 2024. Now, what exactly is As Dusk Falls? Because you can look at this game right now, and it's very, very unique in its art style and what it's like. Honestly, this synopsis kind of tells you exactly what the game is. Every family has secrets. Every secret has a price. As Dusk Falls is an original interactive drama from Interior Night that explores the entangled lives of two families across 30 years. Starting in 1998, with a robbery gone wrong in a small town in Arizona, the choices you make have a powerful impact on the characters' lives in this uncompromising story of betrayal, sacrifice, and resilience. Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to describe it. When I first fired this up and started playing it, I immediately thought of like games like The Walking Dead and Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls and stuff like that. And honestly, that's exactly what this is. This is a very, very story-driven, very, very gritty and dark and messed up game. It really is. It's actually pretty cool. You can play it solo, or you can play it in co-op online mode, which is interesting because it can have up to 8 other people playing along with you. And you're like, well, okay, how does that work? Well, there'll be certain decisions that can change the outcomes of each of these characters and what happens, and all the other people that are playing pretty much gets to vote on it. And it makes it to where, you can have like certain people pick certain things, and as you go through, you have to actually pay attention to just about everything, because every decision you make actually does change the characters as you go through it, involving these two different families that start out in 1998 in Arizona. Now, there are a couple things I have to point out with this game. First of all, the controls itself, what controls you do have that are mainly like quick time events and, like press a button here, mash a button here, press in a direction, are kind of clunky. They're not really that responsive, and it's really kind of sad considering how little of control you have in this game, since it's mostly like decision making. I found the certain aspects where you actually do get to interact with things, the control isn't that good. Now, as for the story itself is phenomenal. It's really, really deep. It's got a lot of twists and turns to it. And these characters are very, very well thought out, well directed, well written, and have really good voice acting work for all the characters. Now, the other thing that you notice, this is kind of a very unique art style to this game. There's certain parts with some animation, but it's mostly told in this almost like storybook painting based art style as you go through it. And it takes a while to get used to it, but once you do, it's actually quite intriguing. I did have an opening I made for this, but for some reason my data got lost, so sorry people, no opening. I plan to make a little opening for it. Now, this game is interesting enough as is, and it will set you back about 29 bucks, 30 bucks for it, at least on the PS5 version. I'm sure you could probably get it way cheaper on like the Xbox and PC at this point. But honestly, it's about $30, and overall length of this game, you're looking about maybe 7, 8 hours or so to go through it. But naturally, there's trophies and other things to get, to get 100% with this, it can take you about 15 hours. Honestly, it's got a decent amount of replayability as you go through it, even though the pacing in some parts is just dreadfully slow. While others it picks up, it gets really, really good. Honestly, it's very, very gripping, the story that they tell you through this, involving the crime drama that pretty much explores these two families throughout like several generations. And it's actually very intriguing. And the gameplay, that's why I immediately said it felt to me like playing Heavy Rain, and there's a reason why. This was directed by the designer of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. So that right there tells you exactly what you need to know when you're getting into this. Honestly, can I recommend this game? Yes, I can. It's won several awards, and I give the development team in Interior Night very good credit. Honestly, I love interactive stories like this. I really do. It reminds me of those old books you used to get as a kid where you would pick a decision and it would say, okay, if you want this decision, turn to page 8. If you want this decision, turn to page 9. And it just brings back old memories like that. And I've always been a huge fan of games like Heavy Rain, even though they might not be up to everyone's cup of tea, which I totally respectfully understand. I mean, if you have an itchy trigger finger and you're a first-person shooter, one of these, sports-loving games, this is not a action-packed game. Okay, it has a lot of action-packed parts in it, but since this is 100% a narrative story that you're playing through and making different decisions that actually changes the outcomes and what happens to these two families. Honestly, just keep in mind it's a slow pace. It's very artistically stylized with almost like these weird painting, not in animation. It's like just cells, like scenes, clips they show. You can tell by the footage you're watching. The whole game is like this. That's how the game is. With certain parts with decision making skills. And honestly, since I'm used to playing games like this and liking them, I would have loved it if there was more control. And the control you do have, I would have really liked it if it was a lot better. Like I said, the only problem I have with this game is some people might be turned away from the pacing it has. It has some pacing issues. Sometimes it's just setting up the character development. But if you want something with action packed from start to finish, this is not going to be up your alley, seriously. If you're not a fan of games like Heavy Rain and these interactive dramas, I would say you probably would want to stay away from this. But honestly, if you like very, very rich, detailed characters, a really well thought out, deep story that actually has different consequences for the actions you choose for these families, and you don't mind only being about a 7-8 hour long game through it for $30, I can actually recommend you pick up and play As Dusk Falls. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it all the way through, but just keep in mind, like I said, the controls I thought were kind of clunky, and the pacing, some people out there just might not be able to deal with it. Some people might be like, I don't like this, I don't like this. While other people, if you love a good story and actually being able to, make decisions that actually change the storyline and the plot as these people progress, I can definitely recommend you pick it up and play it today. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching these videos. Give me a thumbs up for this review. Please subscribe to my channel and leave lots of comments below. Have you played As Dusk Falls? What are your personal feelings on this game? Do you even think it's a game or not? You give me your pros and cons. Leave it below and I'll answer each and every single one of them. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.